Why I will never get married again. Lessons learned. Journey of narcissism. Have you ever wondered why some people, especially those who have survived toxic relationships, are saying, I don't do marriage? As a counselor, I've seen firsthand the deep-rooted reasons behind this decision. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a topic that's often misunderstood and unfairly judged. Hey there, viewers, before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We have got a lot of wealth of content in your way of healing from toxic relationships, setting healthy boundaries, and navigating the complex world of modern love. Trust the insights we share could be life-changing. Now let's get into it. Marriage. For many, it's seen as the ultimate expression of love and commitment. But for others, particularly those who have experienced abuse or narcissistic relationships, the very idea of marriage can trigger anxiety, fear, and a fierce desire to protect their hard-won freedom and peace of mind. As a counselor, I've sat across from countless individuals who have made the conscious choice to forego marriage. Their reasons are often complex, deeply personal, and rooted in experiences that have fundamentally shifted their view of relationships and commitment. Today, we are going to explore 5 key reasons why some people, especially survivors of narcissistic abuse, are choosing to never marry. Whether you are contemplating your own stance on marriage or trying to understand a loved one's decision, this video will offer valuable insights. Let's break it down into 5 main reasons. Number 1, the shattered illusion of forever. Many of us grow up with the idea that a marriage is a happy of lifelong love with companionship. But for those who have experienced narcissistic abuse, this illusion has been shattered in the most painful way possible. One client, a successful businesswoman, shared her story with me. She described her ex as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, charming and attentive during courtship, but manipulative and cruel once they were married. It was like a switch flipped on our wedding day, she said. Suddenly, I was trapped in a nightmare and the person I thought I knew was gone. This experience is heartbreakingly common among survivors of narcissistic abuse. They have seen firsthand how quickly a seemingly loving partner can change, how easily vows can be broken, and how little the promise of forever can actually mean. For these individuals, the idea that marriage provides security or guarantees a lifelong bond feels not just naive but potentially dangerous. They have learned the hard way that people can change or reveal their true selves, and that no amount of legal commitment can ensure a partner's love or fidelity. As one client puts it, marriage feels like betting your entire life on coin toss. I've already lost once. I'm not willing to risk everything again. This skepticism is cynicism. It's a hard-earned wisdom. These individuals often still believe in love and long-term commitment, but they have realized that true commitment comes from daily choices and actions, not from a legal document or a grand ceremony. Number 2, financial self-protection. Financial abuse is a common but often overlooked aspect of narcissistic relationships. Many of my clients have shared horror stories of partners who drained joint accounts, racked up massive debts in their name, or use money as a tool for control and manipulation. One client, a teacher, tearfully recounted how her ex-husband convinced her to put all her inheritance into a joint account, only to gamble it all away within months. I lost my financial security and my future plans in one fell swoop, she said. Now the thought of merging finances with anyone makes me physically ill. For those who have experienced this kind of betrayal, keeping their finances separate isn't about selfishness or lust. It's about self-preservation. They have worked hard to rebuild their financial lives and are understandably wary of anything that would jeopardize their stability. Moreover, they have seen how financial entanglement can make it harder to leave a toxic situation. Many stay in abusive relationships far longer than they should because they feel financially trapped by keeping their finances separate and avoiding the legal financial merging that often comes with marriage. They are ensuring they always have the means to walk away. This is, as another client, a freelance graphic designer put it, my money represents my freedom. I will share my life with someone, but I will never again give anyone the power to leave me any less entrapped. Number 3, reclaiming independence. One of the most insidious aspects of narcissistic behavior is the gradual erosion of the victim's sense of self. Narcissists often isolate their partners, control their decisions, and slowly strip away their independence. For survivors, reclaiming the independence becomes a crucial part of healing. A client who works as a nurse shared her experience. In my marriage, I couldn't even choose what to wear without criticism. My ex controlled everything. My friends, my hobbies, even what I ate. Now making my own decisions feel like a superpower. I can't imagine giving that up again. For these individuals, the traditional idea of marriage, where two becomes one, feels suffocating rather than romantic. They have fought hard to rediscover their identities, desires, and dreams. The thought of potentially compromising that hard-won self-worth is simply not worth the risk. This doesn't mean they are unwilling to be in the relationship. Many of the clients have loving, committed partnerships, but they maintain clear boundaries, separate living spaces, and the explicit understanding that each person's individual growth is as important as the growth of a relationship. As one client, a writer, beautifully expressed, I spent years being an extension of someone else. Now I am the author of my life story. I'll share my story with someone, but I will never again let anyone else hold the pen. Number 4, escaping the pressure cooker of expectation. Marriage comes with a host of societal expectations about roles, about life goals, about how love should be expressed. For survivors of narcissistic abuse, these expectations can feel overwhelming, similar to the demands placed on them by their abusive partners. One client, an architect, shared how her ex-husband's expectations nearly broke her. He had this perfect image of what a wife should be. I was never good enough, never loving enough, never successful enough. It was like living my whole life on a tightrope, always one misstep away from the disaster. To society, for those who have experienced this kind of relentless pressure, the societal expectations surrounding marriage can feel triggered. The idea that getting married means conform to certain roles or meet certain benchmarks feels like a potential trap. Moreover, many have realized that these expectations can mask red flags. One client said, I ignored so many wild signs because I thought that's just how marriage was supposed to be. Now I know better. By choosing not to marry, these individuals are freeing themselves from these preset expectations. They are creating relationships that are defined by mutual agreement rather than societal norms. A client who worked as a chef put it this way, in my kitchen, I create recipes from scratch. tailored to individual tastes. Why should my relationship be any different? I don't need a pre-written recipe for love. Number 5, avoiding the legal entanglement of divorce. For those who have been through a divorce, especially one involving a narcissistic ex, the experience is often traumatic. Legal system, which is supposed to provide fairness and closure, can instead become battlefield for manipulation and abuse. One client, a social worker, described her divorce as psychological warfare. She said, "My ex used every legal tactic to drag out the process, drain my resources, and punish me for leaving. It took years and nearly broke. I will never put myself in that vulnerable position again." For these individuals, avoiding marriage is a way of ensuring they never have to go through that experience again. They have seen how the legal binding of marriage can be used as a weapon, how it can prolong toxic connections that should have been severed. This doesn't mean they are afraid of commitment. Many have deeply committed long-term relationships, but they have chosen to define these relationships on their own terms without involving the legal system. As one client, a retired teacher, wisely said, "Love doesn't need a contract. Commitment doesn't need a court's approval. I'm committed to my partner every day because I choose to, not because a piece of paper tells me I have to." As we have explored these 5 reasons, it's crucial to understand that the decision not to marry isn't about cynicism or a lack of belief in love. For many, especially those who have survived narcissistic abuse, it's a deeply thoughtful choice rooted in self-awareness, self-protection, and a redefined understanding of what true commitment means. These individuals haven't given up on love or partnership. Instead, they have chosen to pursue relationships that prioritize individual growth alongside mutual care and respect. They are creating partnerships based on ongoing choice rather than legal obligation, on negotiated understanding rather than preset. For them, true commitment isn't about a ring or certificate. It's about showing up every day, choosing their partner anew, and building a relationship that supports rather than constrains. If you are someone who's choosing not to marry, know that your decision is valid. You're not broken, cynical, or afraid of commitment. You're making a conscious choice about how you want to structure your life relationships. And if you are trying to understand someone in your life who has made this choice, I hope this video has given you some insight into their perspective. Remember, there are many ways to build a loving, committed relationship. Marriage is just an option among many. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize why subscribing to this channel can be so valuable, especially if you or someone you know has experienced toxic relationships. We are dedicated to providing insights and strategies for healing, for building healthy relationships, and for thriving as an individual. By subscribing, you are ensuring that you'll have access to the content that can help you or your loved one navigate the complex aftermath of narcissistic abuse. We cover topics like setting boundaries, recognizing red flags, rebuilding self-esteem, and creating healthy relationship dynamics. Don't let past experiences define your future. Don't let societal pressures push you into choices that don't feel right for you. Arm yourself with knowledge, surround yourself with understanding, and create the life and relationships that truly fulfill you. Remember, whether you choose to marry or not, the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one with yourself. Nurture that relationship. Honor your needs and boundaries, and the rest will fall into place. If you are experiencing similar challenges, remember you are not alone. Our counselors are here to support you. Reach out to us via WhatsApp for confidential guidance and support as you navigate this difficult time. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and comment. Your experience and insights can help others feel less alone. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Thank you.